Welcome to Temple Emmanuel. If you are here in person, we say we are so grateful that you are here with us. If you are joining us online, we are also grateful that you are joining us as we celebrate Tyler and Emme becoming B'nai Mitzvah today. If you are joining us online, we have some special requests for you. One, please, until the very end of the ceremony, keep your computers muted. We don't want to hear your conversations because, believe me, everybody in the sanctuary can hear everything that you say. And also, please, keep your video off if you're going to do anything other than just look at the camera. Anybody here ever see on the news some of those times when people are doing things we shouldn't watch on the Zoom? We might have had that happen once or twice during our Bat Mitzvah ceremony. And just so you know, folks at home, sometimes you're up on the screen in front of us, so they can sometimes see you. So please keep your camera off if you're going to do anything other than pray. How's that? So today we are going to begin with a nigun. A nigun is a wordless melody. And so everybody can join us with lives. Basically everything that's in our prayers this morning is universal, so that it's appropriate if you happen to be Christian or Muslim. There's really no offensive language from your tradition into ours. And so please feel free to join anywhere you see italics, and we'll invite you to participate several places along the way. If you're here in person, the last thing I'm going to share with you is that almost everything you need is going to be up on that screen. Almost everything. And some places you're going to see a number in the top left-hand corner of our prayer books. And if there's a number, that means that that's actually the number of the page in our worship service. If you are more of a person of the book and prefer to pray from your Siddur, the prayer book that's in front of you. So today we are assisted in leading worship by our cantorial soloist. His name is Greg Lux, and Greg is going to lead us in a nigun, a wordless melody. Please join us.
The words are pretty easy.
Hey Judith, we're going to mute you. See how that happens all the time. All right, so we're going to continue in our prayer books and online here. We're going to start on page 287 if you prefer using a prayer book, but it's up on the screen. Remember, anytime you see italics, you're please welcome to join us. So we're going to begin with this responsive reading. We give thanks to you, O God, for this Shabbat day, which unites us as a community of faith and hope. For the holiness of Shabbat, which can lead us to fulfill the best that is in us, we give thanks. For the memories of Shabbat, enriched by generations of our people who observed it, and from it drew courage to face hardship and light to banish darkness, we are grateful. O God, our turning to you exalts our humanity. You are the joy of our life, the source of its greatness, its power and beauty.
Help us, O God, to find inspiration from thee. Help us to find peace
So now, this is when Emme and Tyler are going to come up and receive their talit, their talitot. Talit is a prayer shawl, and it has fringes on it. And today, we are fortunate that Emme and Tyler's grandparents, Joyce and Lloyd, are going to come up at this time. And Joyce has a couple words she wants to share.
Someone read off of it.
We have watched you grow from tiny babies to caring young teenagers. Today you both begin your journey toward Jewish adulthood. Becoming a B'nai Mitzvah does not end your Jewish education, it really begins it. Judaism requires lifelong study and commitment. We hope you both are always learning and questioning. These taluses represent the beginning of your growth as a Jewish woman and a Jewish man. There is a lot that will rest on your shoulders as you wrap yourselves in these taluses. You will both assume the responsibility of Jewish adults. Please wear them with pride and love, and may your eyes see the best in all people, may your mouth speak wisely, may your feet run to do good deeds, may you have patience to learn and to spirit to be playful. May you have the will to imagine and the freedom to dream. May your lives be long and happy. May your good name shine and tradition show your way. May you find your places in the world, and may there be love in your hearts, smiles on your faces, and may your days be filled with promise and wonder, and may you always feel our presence and imagine us with these taluses to be our arms around you. And we grant you peace. We love you and are so proud.
If you would recite the blessing. Thank you very much.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatev b'tzitzit.
We continue with Motto Vu on page 290. We continue on page 291 with the blessings for the creation of our bodies. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, Ulam Nefeo, how well we are aware, we would lack the strength to sustain new life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. We continue with our blessings for our souls on page 292. The soul that you have given me, O God, is pure. You created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as I have breath, therefore, I will give thanks to you, my God and the God of all ages, source of all being, loving God of every human spirit. We continue with Nasim B'Choyom, the morning blessings on pages 293 to 296.
And as Emme chants them, we're going to respond back, Amen. So you'll get the hang of it after the first one. It's a big long list. Pull it to you. Make it comfortable. You're reaching for it. It can move.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sefi bina v'chachim ben yom u'v'layla.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, bokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamahim mitzadei gaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish avramim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanotein le'af koach.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavir shena me'enai nu'uma me'afapai.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shesani b'tzam Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shesani ba'chorim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shesani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher geishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Page 297. Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai hamalei Torah le'amo Yisrael. We continue on page 298 with Elu Devarim. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. We continue with the Hati Kaddish, our first transition on page 312.
Yikadal v'yikada shemei rabba.
Amen.
Ba'alma divrach hirte v'yamlich malchute. B'chai yechon uvyom mechon uvchayet echon beit Yisrael. Ba'adala umizman kari ve'imeru. Yehei shemei rabba memara. L'olam u'amei omaya. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal shemei dekudasha berech leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damim beyama ve'imeru. We rise in body or spirit for the call to worship, the Barchu on page 313. atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, yoter or uvarei chosech, osei shalom uvarei et hakol. Page 314. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to gift the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer Hamarot. My bad. We continue with our statement of belief, the Shema, on page 318.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shem Kevod, Malchus Tov, Le'olam Va'ed. As we're seated, we continue chanting Ve'ahavta on page 319. Ve'ahavta Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'darim ha'ele asher anavi mitzavecha hayom al-vavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibartam v'shivtecha u'veitecha u'vletecha b'derech u'shokbecha u'vkumecha u'shartam le'ot ayadecha v'hayu b'totachot b'einecha u'davtam al mezuzot beitecha u'b'sharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם כנשים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. We continue on page 321. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles. An earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a man once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We join together on page 322 as we celebrate going from slavery to freedom with a new covenant.
Mi amo
want you to rise in body or spirit as you begin chanting with the tefillah, also known as the Amidah, beginning on page 323.
Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach Ufia Gidahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Ha'lipor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Hasdei Yovot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem, L'man Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Hoser U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Va'ezrat Sarah.
325.
Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Ataram Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umarid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verecholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim emunato lishenei afar micha mocha bog gevurot umidom melach melech memid umechayeh umatmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lechayeyo hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye HaKol. Go to page 326. Please be seated as we continue singing Vishamru, the commandment to observe Shabbat, on page 328. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to holiness and time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. Page 330. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, Ba'amcha Yisrael, Utfilatam Ba'haba Tikabel, Uti Ratzon Tamid, Avodat Yisrael Amecha. On this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others. Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. We praise you, Adonai, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha ba'yira na'avod. Page 331.
Modim anach lilach, she'atahu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, ve'olam ba'ed, Sur chayenu magain yishenu, atahu lidor. Page 332.
For this part of our prayer for Thanksgiving, we all have a role. There are 3 Hebrew words that we are going to say, which are modim anachnu lach, which means we give thanks to you. So let's practice. Modim anachnu lach. We're going to respond to each of these blessings that Emme is about to read.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, both worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the fragile planet Earth, its tides and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our wonders transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anachnu lach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fantasy, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to learn and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears but by our hopes, not by our words but by our deeds. We continue with our morning prayer for peace and shalom on page 334.
quotation, either the words found on page 337 through 335 to 337 in our prayer books, or the words of your own heart, speaking directly to God. We pray silently. Page 337, O say Shalom, a prayer for peace. Reached the central part of our worship service called Seder Kriyat HaTorah, or the service for reading from the Torah. This is when Emme and Tyler will officially become Bar and Bat Mitzvah. That moment, they're each going to read from the Torah when someone else says the blessing before and after, and then they are each going to read from the Torah when they say the blessing before and after. So when they finish the after blessing, I'm going to instruct you to say Mazel Tov, because that's the time technically when they become Bar Mitzvah and Bat Mitzvah. So we have some very special people who are going to be joining us on the Bima. Some very special people. So we're opening the Ark doors. We would like to invite up Michelle Burke and Lee Dickerson, Stacy Crilly, and Justin Crilly. If you'll come and stand on both sides of the Ark, I'll let you know when it's your time to open the Ark doors. And then here at Temple Emmanuel Tempe, we have a tradition called the transmission of heritage, where we pass the Torah from generation to generation. And today, since we have 2 B'nai Mitzvah students, we're going to actually pass 2 Torahs down the line, so that each of them can receive Torah from their relatives. And so for that special presentation, we want to invite up Lloyd Frank and Joyce Frank, Rachel First and Jason and Fran Frank, and of course, Emme and Tyler. If you will come up to your spaces. Prayer books, we're actually on page 362. And I always say, as the Torah rises, so do we. So we're going to invite you to rise at this time. Ein Kamocha, page 362.
Ein Kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, v'ein k'ma'asecha, malachutcha, malachut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai meloch, le'olam avoid. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Avarachamim, cheti v'virtzonecha, et Zion, tivenen chomot Yerushalayim, tivenen chomot Yerushalayim.
Page 364 at the top. Ki Mitzion, we join together.
Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah. Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah. Und Levar Adonai, Yerushalayim.
At the bottom of page 365, over to 364, we find these words. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. Now we're going to pass the first Torah down. And now we pass the second Torah down. This one will go to Tyler. Tyler, I'll take that from you. Thank you. This one. It's okay.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Ve'amu Yisrael mikedushato.
Together we recite the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Eloheinu Gadol Eloheinu Kadosh Shemo.
We'll continue with Lecha Adonai on page 366. Turn to your seat.
Adonai HaKedolah VeHaKedolah VeHaTiferet V'Hameitzah VeHaHod Ki kol hashamayim v'haaretz Ki kol hashamayim v'haaretz Adonai Amalacha Yami Nasei Leporeros Adonai HaKedolah VeHaKedolah VeHaTiferet V'Hameitzah VeHaHod Ki kol hashamayim v'haaretz Ki kol hashamayim v'haaretz Adonai Amalacha Yami Nasei Leporeros.
Go ahead and be seated. Thank you.
Oh, my bad.
You ready?
Yup.
With a smile. Really, really ready. All right. So today, we're going to start with Emme, because Emme has... Emme, could you do me a favor? Would you please turn my microphone down? Thank you, because it's getting a little ringback. Thanks. Today we're going to start with Emme, and then Tyler's going to read. And we have very special people who are coming up to say the blessings before and after, reading from the Torah. And so the first two, for the first Aliyah, which Emme's going to read, are Joyce and Lloyd, two grandparents of Emme and Tyler. And so we say, Ya'amdu, Lazar ben Bevel ben Malcha, Lipsha,
Baruch Adonai Havarah.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher lavanu mikol ha'amim, v'tamanu et tzvator. Baruch atah Adonai, v'noten ha'torah.
Do you mind muting? Most fun in the world for a rabbi is to try to find the Torah portions that each kid is going to read. All right, so right from the very beginning of the parsha, Joyce, if you would hold Emme.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai El Avram Lech Lecha Mersecha Umimolatecha Umibeit Avicha El Haaretz Asher Echa Ve'escha Legoy Gadol Va'ava Rechecha Va'agala Shemecha V'hiye Bracha Va'avrecha Levarchecha Umchalecha Aor V'nivrechu V'cha Kol Mishpaho Adama Vayelech Avram kasher diber elav Adonai vayelech ito ve'Avram ben chamesh shanim v'shiv'im shana b'tzeito meharan vayikach Avram et Sarai ishto ve'et Lot ben achiv ve'et kol rechusha asher rechashu ve'et hanefesh asher asu v'charan Vayitzu Valechet Arta Kena'an Vayavo Arta Kena'an Vayavor Avram Va'aretz Ad Mekom Shechem Ad Enom Oret V'Hagnani Az Va'aretz.
And the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan לנו את תורתו, וחיינו עלינו עתה. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now there's hugs and kisses. So that was chapter 12 in the book of Genesis, verses 1 through 6. So this is what Emme just read for us. The Eternal One, God, said to Abram, "Go forth from your land, your birthplace, your father's house, to the land that I will show you. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and it shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will pronounce doom upon those who curse you. Through you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram went forth as the Eternal had told him, and Lot, his nephew, went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left home, when he left Haran. Abram took his wife Sarai, his brother's son Lot, and all the possessions they had amassed, as well as all the people that they had acquired in Haran, and they set forth for the land of Canaan, and they arrived in the land of Canaan. Abram then traversed the land as far as the sacred site of Shechem, as far as the oak of Moreh, big tree. Remember back when we gave directions like go to the tree, turn left, or go to the end of the fence and turn right? That's what it was in time of Torah. And it says at that time the Canaanites were present in the land. And so we have for this next blessing, we have Emme's blessing. This is when she will become a bat mitzvah. And so I'm going to invite Fran and Jason to come up and be with their daughter during this time, as you would normally be up here, even though it's not quite your turn yet for your blessing, but you get to come and support your daughter. And so for Emme, we say, and by the way, I always say this, so this isn't the only time you have an opportunity to become a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah. So you can do it when you're 13 years old, but you get the opportunity when you turn 83 to come back here and read your Torah portion again at your second bar mitzvah. So it's taught that the usual lifespan is 70, maybe I'll reach at least 70. And so when you reach 70, you get to start over for your next 13. So let's make a date. 83rd birthday. You coming back? Say yes. Yes, Rabbi. Say yes, Rabbi. All right. Okay, so we say, Ta'amud, Esther ben Yehuda v'Begel, Habat mitzvah li'aliyah l'Torah. And now it's your turn to say the blessing. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. It's a piece, but she needs a piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Vayera Adonai el Avram, Vayohu Homer, Vazar Aha, Etain et Haaretz Hazu, Vayiven Sham, Mizbeach Adonai Hamira Elav, Vayatek Misha Ahara Mikedem, Be'el Vaye Ahalot Be'el Miyam, Beha'ai Mikedem, Vayiven Sham, Mizbeach Adonai, Vayikra B'Shem Adonai, Vayisa Avram Halok V'Nasoa, Henigva, Vayahi Ra'ah Ba'aretz, Vayera Avram Mitzrayma Begor Sham, Ki Have Hara'ah Ba'aretz, Vayahi Kasher Higriv Lavo Mitzrayma, Vayomer El Sarai Isho Hinena Yadati, Ki Isha Yefet Mar'eh, Ah.
You hear it? And she's going to now recite the after blessing, and then we're all going to say Mazel Tov.
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Mazel Tov. How proud are you of yourself? Proud. Yes. Excellent. All right, Tyler, you're going to come over and Anna, you get to support Tyler now.
Here's my like a crease.
Okay, Emme, you're going to hold the Torah now for Tyler. All right, and so go ahead and give the blessing back to your parents. It's their turn. So now it is Jason. The microphone is dangerous, let me tell you. So now it is Jason and Fran's turn to say the blessing before and after reading from the Torah for their aliyah. And so we say, Yahamdu, Yehuda ben Lazar, Elisha, V'Begel ben Asher, V'Rachali aliyah Torah. Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Adonai.
They did it perfect.
I asked her, and this is the way she said to do it.
Baruch Hu et.
Baruch Adonai.
Baruch Adonai Habarach
I'm gonna be a mom.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barka banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. And Tyler is going to be reading from the end of the Torah portion. He's going to be starting, or excuse me, middle, chapter 17, verse 16. 17 is where he starts. 17, if you're following along.
Amen. Vayipol Avraham al panav vayitzchak vayomer belibo havein meyashana yivaled ve'im sarah habat tishim shana teled vayomer Avraham el ha-Elohim Yishmael Yehiyeh lefanecha Vayomer Elohim Abba Sarah Isheha Yoledet Lecha Ben Vekavrata Et Shemo Yitzchak V'Hakimoti Et Beriti Ito Livri Olam Lazaro Acharav Uyishmael Shamaticha Hine Bebrachti Oto V'Hir Beti Oto V'Hifreti Oto Bimod Ma'od Shene Masar Nisiim Yolid Untativ Legoy Gadol Ve'et Beriti Akim Et Yitzchak Asher Teled Lechasara Lemoed Hazeh Bashana Ha'acheret Vayecha Ledaber Ito Vaya Elohim Me'al Avraham.
And the blessing after?
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chei olam nata b'tuchenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. And so Tyler's actually reading the part of the Torah where Abraham does not believe that he's going to have a child at 92 years old for Sarah, and Abraham is even older. And so this is a translation for what was just read. Abraham fell on his face and laughed at God, thinking, can a child be born to a man of 100? Can 90-year-old Sarah bear a child? Abraham then said to God, if only you would let Ishmael, his first son, live happily before you. And God said, nonetheless, your wife Sarah shall bear you a son, whom you shall call Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him, the second-born son, not the firstborn, which is the normal, and his descendants after him as an everlasting covenant. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. See, I have blessed him and made him fruitful and made him exceedingly numerous. He will father 12 princes. I will make him into a great nation. So Ishmael is said to be the father of Islam, whereas Isaac is said to be the father of Judaism, or through Abraham. But it is with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear for you at this time next year, that I will establish my covenant. Done speaking with him, God ascended away from Abraham. Are you ready, Tyler? Okay, did you hear what I said to your sister about 83? I'll see you here then.
Yeah.
A rabbi will see you here then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yamov Tov Ben Yehuda V'Begol Le'aliyah Habar Mitzvah Le'aliyah L'Torah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And the part he's about to read is all about circumcision.
Vayikach Avraham et Yishmael beno ve'et kol yelidei veito et kol miknat kaspo kol zachar va'anshe beit Avraham vayama et basar arlatam etzem hayom hazeh kasher diber ito Elohim va'Avraham ben Tishim Vatesha shana v'himolo sar arlato uYishmael beno ben shalosh esrei shana v'himolo et basar arlato be'etzem hayom hazeh et nimo Avraham v'Yishmael beno v'chal anshe beit yelid bayit Umiknat kesef made ben nechar nimalu ito.
By the way, Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised, and Ishmael was 13. We don't do that very often. You ready to say the blessing after? After the blessing, we're all going to say Amen first, and then Mazel Tov.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Hugs and kisses for parents and kids. Very nice. How do you both feel? Good. How do parents feel now? Good. Oh, good. All right. Lots of hugs and kisses.
You good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. So parents can return to their seats, but I'm going to ask for Joseph Ball and Whitney Ball to come up for the lifting of the Torah and the dressing of the Torah. And as we always say, when the Torah rises, so do we. And so, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Before and after reading the Haftarah and the reading of a section of today's Haftarah as well. And so we are on page 372 if you'd like to follow along. The blessings and the Haftarah is going to be from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 40, verses 27 through 31.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza b'divreihem hane'emarim ba'emet Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'Moshe abdo u'Yisrael amo u'vinvi'eh ha'emet b'sedek.
Why do you say, O Jacob, why do you say, O Israel, my way is hidden from the Eternal, my family ignored by my God? Do you not know, have you not heard, the everlasting God, the Eternal, creator of the earth from end to end, never grows faint, never grows weary. Measureless in understanding is the one who gives strength to the faint, adds power to those who have none. Even the young grow faint and weary. The young may stumble and fall, but all who trust in the Eternal renew their strength, they soar on wings like eagles. They run and never go weary, they march and never go faint.
And a blessing after reading from the Haftarah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol ha'alomim sadi b'chol hadarot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer va'oseh ha'daber u'mkayem shekol devarav emet v'sedek. Al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah v'al hanvi'im v'al yom Hashabat Hazeh Shem Natata Lanu Adonai Eloheinu Likdusha v'lim nucha l'chavod ultivaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach, yiparach shimcha b'fi cholkai, tamid la'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
We say Amen. We turn now to page 374 in our prayer books, where we are going to return the Torah to the ark when Penny and Tyler's home. As the Torah rises, so do we. We rise in body and in spirit. Let's just So these B'nai Mitzvah students decided that Emme went first reading from the Torah, so that means Tyler is going to be the first to deliver his Devar Torah. So you need to relax for a couple more minutes. Tyler. To Temple Emmanuel of Tempe, I now present the Bar Mitzvah. Tyler.
Shabbat Shalom. Have you ever wondered why people in countries at war want to kill other people rather than try to resolve their differences? In my Torah portion, Lech Lecha, Abram, who becomes the founder of the Israelite people, and his nephew Lot become rich over time as a result of their interaction with the king, but their cattle herders couldn't get along. Abram came up with the idea to split the two sides of the family, each going their separate ways to prevent further fighting between them. Abram said, "If you go north, I'll go south. If you go south, I'll go north." He suggested that each of them go their own way so they could do what they wanted and could live under their own control. Lot decided to go east towards Jordan, while Abram stayed in Canaan. Abram decided to speak up against his family member because having good ethics and an honest, peaceful society was more important to him than fighting. In life, we have to make difficult choices, many of which have consequences that stay with us. In this case, Abram's decision was to separate from part of his family, his own family, knowing he would have to face a negative outcome because he wanted peace. Currently, with the wars going on, some people in Russia do not agree with what their leader is doing, and they're trying to make their beliefs known, even with the awareness that there could be a price to pay. I feel like at times I might be afraid to stand up for what I believe if I know I will face repercussions for my actions. However, it's important for me to remember what kind of person I want to be, which makes me feel braver. Sticking to your beliefs and being a good person is more important than worrying about the consequence you might face as a result. For my Mitzvah project, Emme and I volunteered at a PetSmart, helping cats that are up for adoption. We cleaned out their cages and litter boxes, gave them fresh water, and played with them. We did this because we believe that they deserve a good living environment, as well as love and affection. The benefit of our project was helping where help is needed, just like the idea of the Tikkun Olam, repairing and improving the world. Even though the cats are not human, they still need a clean area to be in, food and water, and connection with people. I would like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for their help and support. I could not have accomplished everything in this process without them. I also want to thank everyone who came from out of town to be with us today. Dear God, I am thankful for the house that I live in because it protects me from the weather, and I'm especially thankful for air and heat and that I have control over them. I'm thankful for having all the food and clean water I need, and that I have options regarding choosing what I want to eat, and that I'm never hungry. I'm also thankful for sports because they distract me from what I'm dealing with and help keep me healthy. Lastly, I'm thankful for my family because they are always there for me, and they always support me in whatever I do. I also want to thank Ms. Thea for helping me do this and I wouldn't be able to do it without her. And I want to thank Emme for helping me study and always being there so we can do things and stuff. My prayer for the future is for my family to stay healthy and well. I also pray for success in life, meaning I would set goals and achieve them, and that I continue to get good grades so I can get a scholarship at a good college, which would let me shine. Finally, I pray that I and all people I love get to live a happy life where we love ourselves, love what we do every day, and that we wake up every day feeling satisfied with our lives. And together we say,
Amen.
And now it is my honor to present today's Mitzvah, Emme Frank, for some words of Torah.
Shabbat Shalom. Have you ever been in a position where you had to stand up for what you believed in, even at the risk of being ridiculed or getting in trouble? Lech Lecha is partially about asking hard questions and standing up for your beliefs. These qualities are important to have as human beings and potential leaders. Standing up for my beliefs and not being afraid to ask difficult questions is important to me because it shows strength and independence. The more a person speaks up for what's right, the more confident they become. If you think it's important to stand up for what you believe in, you might have a lot in common with Abraham, the founder of the Israelite people. Abraham always had lots of questions, and in the Midrash, the stories behind our Bible stories, he was accused of being a troublemaker because he wasn't afraid to ask them. However, the people who made these accusations only said this because they didn't have the answers. This shows how the people who criticize you for standing up for what you believe in aren't always right. And Lech Lecha, Abraham behaved the way he did because he believes that worshiping idols was wrong, even though most people disagreed with him. Even knowing the consequences in the Midrash, Abraham still told people how he felt. Elizabeth Cady Stanton was an activist who lived in the 1800s and worked to help women achieve equality and the right to vote. Even though she didn't always get credit for her hard work, like Abraham, her opinions weren't popular, but she still put a lot of effort into what she felt was necessary and meaningful to her. Because of her dedication, so many people like her, all American women now have the right to vote. For my Mitzvah project, we went to PetSmart and helped with the kittens that were up for adoption. We cleaned their litter boxes, gave them food and water, and also gave them attention and helped socialize them. We have 2 adopted pets, our dog Jax, our cat Zoe, and as well as our cat Leo, who we found on the street. I picked this project because I enjoy being around animals, and hopefully giving them personal touch made it easier for them to learn how to interact with humans, which will make it easier for them to find a home going forward. I would like to thank my parents, grandparents, and other relatives for always being there for me and offering their advice and support. I would like to thank Tyler for always being there to talk to and to learn and to study and have fun with. I would like to thank my teachers, especially Miss Theo, for putting so much work into teaching me to read Hebrew and always offering extra help if and when we needed it. Finally, I would like to thank my friends for the encouragement and friendship. Dear God, I am thankful for having family and friends who love me. I am thankful that I have everything I need, including a safe home to live in, that I have enough healthy food to eat, clean water, all the clothes I need, and for my pets to bring me lots of happiness. My prayer for the future is that I always do well in school so I can go to a good college, so I can get a good job and become independent. I also pray that my family will always be healthy and for everyone in the world to live in peace. And together we say,
Amen. So both of you now get to go sit with your parents for a few minutes while I say nice things about you. Does that sound good? Yes. All right. Sit with your mom and dad. All right, everybody just collectively, can we all go, how's it feel to be sitting with your parents right now? Good? You know you don't have to say one more word except for Kiddush and Motzi at the end. Other than that, you're done. Does that feel good? Yes. Yes. So I know that there were moments along this journey when you might have thought, oh dear God, can I do this? Or do I want to do this? Or why am I doing this? And so this week's Torah portion is just for you. It is Lech Lecha, which means, Lech means to go, or to walk, or to journey. And Lecha actually means to yourself. Go to yourself. It says, Lech Lecha, go and find yourself on the journey. Now, I'm guessing that you have never done, and some of you have heard me say this before, you have never done a project that took not just 1 year or 2 years, but this many years to accomplish. Is that correct? This is the biggest project you've probably ever worked on, becoming a bar bat mitzvah. It's been a heck of a road, a very long journey, and you had some very special people helping you along the way. And here you are now. You've completed this task that your parents expected of you, and I dare say your grandparents probably expected of you as well. I heard your grandma Joyce talk today about this not being the end of your Jewish learning. She said it first. I get to say it second. So what does that mean? That means that in this process of becoming a bar bat mitzvah, these two amazing students have learned to read from the Torah without vowels, without punctuation, from a very special Holocaust scroll. Now, I know your family has connections to the Holocaust. And the scroll that you read from today is from the Czech Republic, from before the Holocaust. And that scroll, the place where that scroll came from, has no more children to read from the Torah because of the Holocaust. And so you, the two of you, picked up that tradition and read in place of all of those children who were murdered in the Holocaust. So I know that Judaism is important to your family. I'm looking at the grandparents right now. And I'm seeing some nodding and maybe a little tearing up right now. It's important to them, and it's important to your parents, and this is a value that they wanted to transmit to you, that Judaism is important. It should be important to both of you as well. You are the next in the chain of tradition. The next generation. And so, my prayer and my hope for both of you is that this process, while incredibly difficult, and this process, while I'm sure there were moments when you said, I'm not doing this anymore, maybe. I'm looking at Fran and Jason. Maybe there were a couple of moments like that. You still did it. And you accomplished something. And you became the leaders of this congregation for this worship. And by the way, you did a great job. Something you didn't know you could do. And there are going to be many things in life that you're not sure you're going to be able to accomplish. But with help from other people, lifting you up, and reminding you that you both can do it, hopefully you'll accomplish those goals, those difficult goals as well. So we do this to our 13-year-olds. We give you skills, and it's your choice what you're going to do with them. I hope that when you go to college, as we've discussed, that maybe you walk into a Hillel, the Jewish students group, and you say, all right, these are my people. And you sit down and you have a good Shabbat meal for free, because that's what Hillels do, feed people. And you decide to stay and maybe worship with them on a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and you feel connected. Because you have the skills. You learned how to be and do Jewish through this process. And I hope you remember this day with pride for the rest of your life. And every time you walk into a synagogue, you think back, you say, I did it. I can do it again. And I can teach this to my children and the generations to come. No pressure. Except maybe from them, the grandparents. They might pressure you just a little bit with all sorts of love. And with that, I'm going to invite Fran and Jason to come up with you, Emme, and you, Tyler, for a special blessing in front of the ark. And so you'll come up. And then in a moment, we're going to continue with the Elena. So I'm going to go ahead and do that prayer up on us. Go ahead and open the ark doors, and we'll ask the congregation to please rise. If you would put your hands on your children's heads as you bless them. Greg will lead us in priestly benediction. Give our
What was it?
Give our
your life. May God's face always be lifted up unto you. May you have long life, happiness, and most of all, a sense of shalom, a sense of wholeness and peace wherever you may travel. And together we say,
Amen.
I'm going to invite you to turn and face the ark as we continue with the Aleinu, the words of which are up on the screens in front of us. As we say, the word Aleinu always means that it is upon us to create the world in which we want to live.
Aleinu likabeach ladon hakol, lateit gdula miotzer breshit, shelo asanu kiloye haratzot, ולא סמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שרוצם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכים המלכים הקדוש ברוך.
And so, if Emme and Tyler will please close the ark doors. And invite everyone to be seated as our thoughts turn to the Mourner's Cottage, Kadisha home. So we first want to remember those individuals from the Frank family who are not here to celebrate with us at this time. And so the Frank family remembers Edward Burke, Norman and Florence Burke, Laura Burke, Evelyn Berkowitz, Morris and Esther Bain, Arthur Bain, Martin and Felicia First, Simon and Sarah Mumberg, Diane and Norman Kraft, Harriet Kaplan, Everett Kaplan, Joshua Kaplan, Marilyn and Hyde Davidge, Morton Licton, Matthew Licton, Renee and Kenneth Goldstein, Urban and Adele Epstein, William and Molly Frank, Neil Bachman, Susie Levine, and Robert Solitsky. If there's someone whom you are remembering in our online community, I invite you to add the name of your loved one in the chat so your loved one can also be remembered for the Mourner's Cottage, either because they have died in the 30 most recent days, and this is the period of Shloshim for your loved one. Perhaps you're within the first year of mourning for your loved one, or perhaps this is the anniversary of your loved one's passing or your loved one's yard site. So please add those names if you're in our online community at this time. If you're in our in-person community, please share the names of your loved ones for whom this might be the period of Shloshim, the first year or the anniversary of your loved one's passing as my eyes meet yours.
Lord, Lord, Papa.
In the memory of his blessing. I do not see any names in the chat. Jerry, do you see any names? And so we rise in body or in spirit as we say these words hallowed by the generations, always remembering those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. We say, Yitgadal v'yitgadash shenei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'yamrit malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dehol beit Yisrael, v'hagalah v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'Amrei Holmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitrabam V'yitzadik those who are bereaved, both among us and those who are bereaved all around the world. And together we say,
Amen.
I'm going to invite you to be seated, except for Emme and Tyler, who get to come back up here. You know what comes next? What's left? Presents. Presents, yes. It is my honor to invite forward for words of Shabbat greeting and presents. President of our congregation, this is Karen. Come on. It's two of everything. Okay.
Emme and Tyler, Mazel Tov. I'm becoming Bar Mitzvah this morning. I am so excited to be able to be here and present you with some presents to commemorate this day. But first, I wanted to tell you that you did an amazing job. Clearly, you've worked very, very hard. Look around. This is your community, and we have an online community too, and they're all here to support you and also to celebrate this very special day and everything that you've done. And I love that we got double the blessing with both of you, and you did it together, and yet you were individually amazing. So thank you for leading us this morning. Great job. I agree with Grandma. The journey continues, and what's wonderful is that you get to make it your own. You get to layer all of the different layers of being Jewish for the rest of your life. So this is a big one. It's a big milestone. Temple Emmanuel will always be your community, so just know that we're always here for you. And also, we have some presents. So we have, let's start with this Kiddush. So from the Men of Emmanuel and the Sisterhood of our Temple, you get your own Kiddush cups so that you can celebrate many Shabbats and you get to say L'chaim many, many times for the rest of your life. We also have a Jewish study Bible so that you can continue to layer your Jewish knowledge. And we have some certificates to offset a trip to Israel, and also a certificate that says you are Bar Mitzvah, so you can display it with all of your other accomplishments. So I wish you nothing but blessings and the best in your journey. So Mazel Tov and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Karen. And now who gets to come up and say nice things about you? Those people that gave birth to you. Well, one of them gave birth to them, and the other one. Come on up. So this is for Fran and Jason, and they get to say great things about their kids. And I'm not sure if we need this or not, but I do have.
I'm not sure if we need a microphone when I speak.
But there it is.
There it is. Watch out. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming to celebrate Emme and Tyler's B'nai Mitzvah with us. Special thanks to all our family and friends for making the trip out to celebrate with us. Also, very thankful to have Emme and Tyler's grandparents here today. Emme and Tyler, it's rare for us to have a special occasion when we can express how proud we are of both of you and how much we love you. We hope that in spite of the arguments about homework, friends, clothing, picking on each other, groundings, instant messaging, and other typical kid stuff, that you both know how we feel. Emme, you impress us so much with your awareness of the pressure kids face to dress, look, and act a certain way. We admire you sticking to your beliefs and compromising without giving in. Emme, most people in this world take a while to find their voice, to figure out what they think and how they want to express it, but that has never been you. You've always been opinionated, and you've always had a voice, a clear voice and a clear point of view. And absolutely, sometimes it feels a bit intense, and there have been times when we've shushed you or tried to have you look at things from our rosier perspective. But even in these moments when we've wished your perception of the world wasn't so astute, we celebrate and applaud you. We take deep pride that you say what you think and feel, that you rant, that you complain, that you say what you want and need. You are your own young woman. There is something very cool that you embody, which is a powerful femininity and a fierce strength, and we want to support and champion you in having both. If you remember anything from this speech, please remember the following. Never stop speaking your truth, never stop saying what you mean, never stop expressing your vision, And most of all, never stop being loud and proud about your opinions. Remember, you are frank and we are very loud people. Tyler, I still remember the morning your mom and I found out we were having a boy and a girl, and the rush I got knowing I did my part in keeping the Frank name moving on to new generations. There was just a little pressure on me to keep the name going, and I feel very happy and relieved to know you will take on that responsibility from me now. From the moment you were born, it was like having a mini version of me around. What makes you so special and what makes your mom and I so proud of you is that you know almost instinctively what is right and wrong. You are a kind and caring person by nature, and you treat people with respect and fairness. You make good decisions and avoid bad ones. In short, you have become just the man we always hoped you would be, and we could not be more proud and happy to be your parents.
Emme and Tyler, since the moment you both entered this world, our lives have become infinitely more beautiful, meaningful, and purposeful. I do not possess the words to describe the many positive ways our lives have improved from having you in them. A parent's job is to teach his or her children to be responsible, hardworking, and kind human beings, people who will ultimately improve the world around them with their words and actions. However, we did not expect to learn so much from both of you in turn. From the privilege of being your parents, we have become all-around better people in every possible way. Emme, you were named after my great-grandma Esther, who is one of the strongest women I have ever had the privilege to know. You share her determination to succeed in anything you set out to do, as well as her chutzpah, or extreme confidence in standing up for what you believe is important. You were also named for my Grandpa Norman, who is a great lover of family, animals, and good food. Your great-grandpa Norman, great-grandma Esther, and especially your grandpa Eddie would be so very proud of your kindness, sincerity, and your sweet and gentle soul. You are a beautiful person, and we are so proud of the young adult you are becoming. Tyler, you were named after Dad's Grandma Dell. Grandma Dell worked in the admissions department at Brooklyn College and dedicated herself to helping others develop themselves intellectually and make the most of their abilities. She was also a wonderful artist, a skill you both share. You were gifted with her intellectual talent and her kind heart, and I know she would be incredibly proud of your many gifts, especially in the areas of academics, art, and athletics. You were also named after Dad's cousin Susie, who is an incredibly strong woman. A cancer survivor who, despite the many ways this illness limited her life, lived for 30 years past her diagnosis. I know these strong, beautiful women, as well as your Grandpa Eddie, would be proud as we all are of the kind, capable, and strong young adult you are becoming. Emme and Tyler, I believe that you have both have incredibly bright futures ahead of you. Keep working hard, standing up for what's right, and making the world a better place. And most importantly, keep being there for each other through it all. We love you beyond measure and could not be more grateful and proud to be your parents.
Okay, now, the last two blessings. Let's go stand in front here. Down for Kiddush and Motzi. And today we have two Kiddush cups because you got a woman rabbi giving the bigger one in. And this one is for you. So this is the blessing over the wine that ends with Borei Pari Hagafen, thanking God for creating the fruit of the vine. And after we finish this blessing, we always end with L'chaim, which means to life. You ready? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Everyone, l'chaim. Grape juice. If you'll put that back over here. There you go. Now you have your own Kiddush cups. All right. We also have a beautiful little challah, which was made special for you by Miss Jessie Rubenstein, the director of our religious school. And so this is the blessing we say for bringing forth bread from the earth. It ends with hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And at the end of it, we say b'te'avon, which means sort of like bon appetit or good eating. All right. So we say Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon. bread? Are they carb free? Okay, all right. Hey, all right. I don't judge. Okay. All right, that's for your family. All right, we have a couple more things we're going to do, and that is we're going to sing Shehechianu for the kids. Shehechianu is this blessing that we say for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for bringing us to this very special moment in time where you're almost done. That something to do with blessing? Yeah. Okay, and then after Shehechianu, we're going to sing Simon Tov U'Mazel Tov, just a very, very short version, right, Greg? Of Simon Tov U'Mazel Tov. And then we're going to, after that, that's when we're going to invite anybody who's online who wants to unmute yourself then, not quite yet, and turn your camera on. You get to wish Emme and Tyler Mazel Tov as well, and they'll get to see your faces and hear your voices. And we're going to turn you around so that you get to see everybody who's here in the sanctuary. So first we're going to start with Shehechianu, this blessing for bringing us to this very special moment in time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kivanu v'hihiyanu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kivanu v'hihiyanu b'zman
Simon Tov Mazel Tov, it means like you have a good sign, like your constellation, your stars are good in your future, and congratulations. All right, so now if you are in our home community, Jerry, actually, I don't know that I'm in Zoom right now. I think I lost my internet connection. Go ahead and unmute yourselves and put your faces on the screen, and we'll at least get to hear you. I know there's some muzzle tops coming. Go ahead and say muzzle top. Some of you have muted already.
Mazel tov. Yes.
All right, Eric, yay, and Judith, you want to say Tyler and Kimberly?
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, there we go.
Mazel tov.
Holly's a member of our
Mother
congregation.
darlings.
Tammy, you see these people?
Mazel tov, we're so happy for you. Watching you from Maryland.
Watching you from New York.
All right, and everybody has home, say Shabbat Shalom. There we go. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining us here at Temple Emmanuel of Tempe. We say Mazel tov. You made it all the way through. And you did too, both of you. Mazel tov, everybody. Thanks for being here. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.